Hi, this is Kerry Artek with Wicked Stocks, bringing you an individual stock pick, actually an update on Apple Incorporated, symbol AAPL, recorded Tuesday, March 29th, 2022. Let's show you the fundamentals quickly, courtesy Yahoo Finance, the basic fundamentals, I should say. You can scroll back if you want to take a look at that. This is really an update. We covered this stock, Apple, a couple of weeks ago, the week of March 14th. We're now in the week of March 28th. And, I'm going to update you on an event, if you will. We'll zoom in the red box here, take a look at the chart here. And this channel structure was brought up in the last video, the week of March 14th, where I talked about this channel bottom. In fact, I'm going to just put you into what is really kind of less than close to a minute long. It'll update you on what I was thinking at the time, and then I'll jump back to the charts for today or for this week, and we'll go from there. Here, you've got the low so far this week at 151.30. The next test to the upside, and I think this area is actually in reach over the next 3 to 5 weeks, say by the end of April. Volatility is relatively high in this. We do have weeks where it contracts considerably, but we have these wild weeks in Apple. And so it could, in short order, within 3 to 5 weeks, reach up to these channel tops, this band of resistance, the top of which is 176.19 this week. It begins at 173.28. This band of channel resistance dropping 68 cents a week, able to absorb monthly buying pressures when tested. And so that channel structure did hold nicely. And it's at 151.47 this week, still rising, 66 cents a week. And very quickly, in a matter of 2 weeks, rather than the 3 to 5 I thought might be the case, but I did mention the spike in volatility was possible with this stock. We are now not only testing last week, but this week pushing through an intermediate resistance level. This channel top is a descending channel top coming off that high. Pretty classic buy signal with a settlement above. It's at 174.84 this week. It's dropping 68 cents a week, so you can monitor that over the next few weeks if you like. If we close above it, that 174.84 formation, we have a secondary buy signal. And there's some scenarios here that I actually want to bring up in terms of what the objectives will be. The clear objective, from what I can tell, and this could happen within a week, could take, once again, 3 to 5 weeks. But I want to say, realistically, with this kind of volatility, over the course of the next week or two, possibly by the end of next week, that 192 even formation is in reach. That is the channel top to the channel bottom we tested 3 weeks ago at 151.47. It was lower in value if you watched that video at that time, but still in the lower 150s. And, so 192 even is an expected objective if we settle this week above 174.84. Now, I want to talk about daily versus weekly signals. Now, I do mention how at the end of this week, if we close above 174.84, we have a buy signal. The truth is, all of these charts are constructible, if that's a word, on a daily chart. And so violating this intra-week is in itself an actionable buy signal. It's just that there are scenarios where you push through it on an intra-week basis, and then you back off and close below it on Friday, and it looks like a mere test, a mere push through resistance, but it essentially held. So that is the sort of the view or the image you get on a weekly chart. But these formations are on a daily chart. They're not exactly at 174.84, but you can still use that level. So even closing any day this week above 174.84 is an indication of the lower 190s target over the next few weeks. And so, and then if you do buy it on an intra-week basis, and this is once again Tuesday, March 29th, I'm covering this, so there's still a lot of time left this week. If you do buy it, if you buy your full position or you scale into a long position and you add the other portion on Friday afternoon as it becomes clear we're closing above 174.84, that's really kind of obviously up to you and your self-authored trade execution, risk management processes. But 192 even becomes our next quick target. On the way up, we obviously have these old highs in the low 180s, the 182 handle. You got a bit of a double top there going back a few months ago, 182.13 to 182.94. We actually may reach that area by the end of this week following the penetration of that 174.84 descending channel top. And as I say, closing above 174.84 should yield the lower 190s over the next few weeks, where we could actually top out, on at least a weekly basis, quite possibly a monthly basis. There is the possibility it may even contain longer than that. But honestly, after having tested that channel bottom in the low 150s, yes, the channel top in the low 190s becomes our objective if we close above 174.84. But I think there's a case to be made that, especially if you're looking to buy Apple over the longer haul, if you didn't buy the low 150s based on our recommendation last week, and I'm just recalling now that was a premium video on wickedstocks.com. So if you're not a premium member of wickedstocks.com, you never saw that video. But we are releasing the update, generally speaking, to YouTube and the general viewing public. And so you're late on the buy opportunity in the low 150s, but we're apprising you of a secondary buy signal that appears to be in the works right now above the 174.84 formation. So I was about to say, and I guess I'm speaking to premium members right now, that if you didn't buy the low 150s, you could buy the push through 174.84, that buy signal. That is your next opportunity that's presenting itself right now. And I think longer term, there's a case to be made for the low 200 area. Yeah, we've got a hurdle up above in the 182 handle that can contain weekly buying pressures. I'm not expecting a long-term double top up there. Closing above 174.84, we have a full swing. So this is basically A, the 182.94 high, against B, the recent low from a few weeks ago. And if you flip that on its head, and these swings work actually quite well as targeting mechanisms. So, they don't become official really until you close above 182.94. But I think the writing is on the wall. With a settlement above 174.84, I think it's like an eventuality that we will, whether that's next week or next month, that we will close above 182.94. And under that scenario, the full swing, A minus B plus A, 100% swing to the upside, is 215.78. And what I really like about that point count is the fact that there's a new rising channel top that is longer term in scope, 2 years now. It is based in part on the low from a few weeks ago, that buy opportunity down there. But it also comes in the low 200 area. And I'm going to give this to you as 215.16. Rising 94 cents a week. So for those of you who are not only just day trading Apple or position swing trading Apple over the course of 3 to 5 days or 2 to 3 weeks, all the information I've given you is entirely valid and usable. But also for those of you who just want to buy Apple and hold it for the quote-unquote foreseeable future, which I think means into later Q2, into the later second quarter, because closing above 174.84, I do think there's a strong case to be made for a 2 to 3 month objective up above at the 215.16 rising channel top, rising 94 cents a week. And I think that becomes a realistic objective, and it becomes quite realistic if we close above that 192 formation here now. So, you can sort of wait all the way up. You could have waited at 151 to buy, and if you didn't, now you're waiting for buying above 174.84. And if you don't do that now, then you'd be buying above 192 even. And if you don't do that, well, then you've sort of lost out on the full ride up to that 215 and change area. So I think what's happening now, closing above 174.84, certainly at the end of the week, but any day this week. And then you need to monitor that a little bit to make sure that we don't fall back below that level on Friday afternoon, because then we've got sort of a no-go in terms of follow-through buying. And under that scenario, closing the week back below 174.84 will keep the 151.47 channel bottom in reach again over the next few weeks, where once again we can bottom out on a monthly, possibly quarterly basis. I think that pretty much sums it up for this update on Apple for Tuesday, March 29th. I appreciate you watching. If you're watching this YouTube and you're not a premium member of wickedstocks.com, I encourage you to become so. You'll get the free stock pick a week, which is this one. This is just a mere update on Apple, a mere update on a premium stock pick that we put out several weeks ago. This is a great example of the work that we do. And if you actually become a premium subscriber, you can get 2 premium stock picks a week in addition to the free one on YouTube. And you'll also get, with that package, the weekly DIA, Dow Jones Industrial Average, the weekly IWM, the Russell 2000 Index, and the weekly Bitcoin. So you get all 3 of those weeklies, plus the 2 extra stock picks a week for $25 a month. And if you sign up now, before April 1st, you can get half off. So when you go through your payment process, you click coupon and type out in all capital letters the word half off, HALFOFF. And we also do the Daily SPY and the Daily Triple Q report, and those are extra in addition. And I'll just leave it at that. I appreciate you watching, and we'll be back next week for another free stock pick from wickedstocks.com.